Okay, let's dive right into the brutal, high-stakes world of Fourth Wing. You see, at Basgiath War College, the rule is painfully simple. Graduate or die. And for our hero, a young woman who was never, ever meant to be a warrior, just surviving day one, well, that's going to be a miracle.
So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll follow Violet Sorrengail's journey from a deadly first test through a literal trial by fire into this lethal entanglement with the traitor's son, and then a revelation that changes absolutely everything.
All right, first up, the only way out. Our story kicks off with a totally impossible choice. At Basgiath, the rule is just brutally simple. And for 20-year-old Violet Sorrengail, this wasn't even her choice to make. It was a direct order from her own mother, the commanding general.
See, Violet's whole life was supposed to be spent in the scribe quadrant. A safe, quiet life surrounded by books and scrolls. But nope. Her mother forces her into the writer's quadrant, a place where strength is everything. And Violet, well, she's seen as anything but strong.
So, her first test? The parapet. Picture this, a winding, railless stone bridge, maybe 18 inches wide, hundreds of feet in the air, all while rain and wind are just trying to tear you off. Her sister's advice was, cross the parapet before the terror owns you. Yeah, at Basgiath, the culling begins on your very first step.
Surviving that parapet, though, that was just the beginning. Now she's a scribe among killers, and in the writer's quadrant, weakness is a death sentence. In fact, the other cadets are actually encouraged to eliminate the competition.
I mean, just look at the matchup. On one side, you've got Violet, small, with bones so brittle it's a known liability, forced to rely on her wits. And on the other side, the strongest youths in all of Navarre, literal trained killers who just see her as an easy target. She is the ultimate underdog, no question.
And in this Viper Pit, she finds a few key people. There's Rhiannon, a new friend who offers some rare loyalty. Then there's Jack Barlow, a sadistic psycho who wants her dead just for sport. And then there's Daenados, her childhood friend, now a leader, who thinks the safest thing she can do is quit, which of course just makes her look even weaker to everyone else.
But surviving the other cadets is only half the battle. To actually become a rider, she has to be forged in fire. She has to bond a dragon.
And this brings us to the thrashing. This isn't some calm negotiation, okay? It is a storm of fire and fury. Hundreds of dragons just descend from the sky to choose their riders. And any sign of fear, any hesitation, you're not just rejected, you are incinerated on the spot.
But this is where Violet's true nature completely changes her destiny. In all that chaos, while everyone else is running for their lives, she sees a small golden dragon being attacked, and she risks everything to defend it. This one act of compassion, not brute strength, is what attracts the most powerful dragon in existence.
And get this, she doesn't just bond one dragon, she bonds two. First there's Tairn, a colossal ancient black dragon with a scarred soul and a seriously vicious temper. And then there's Arnana, the little golden feathertail she just saved. No rider in history has ever bonded two dragons, so suddenly, the weakest cadet at the college is now potentially the most powerful.
But, of course, this newfound power comes with a lethal complication. Her new wing leader is a man who has every single reason to kill her, Xaden Ryerson.
So who is Xaden Ryerson? He's the most powerful rider in his year, and he's her wing leader. He is also the son of the rebellion leader that Violet's own mother executed. He's branded with a rebellion relic, a constant reminder of his past, and pretty much everyone, including Violet, expects him to kill her as revenge.
Ah, but there is a twist. You see, their dragons, Tairn and Xaden's dragon Sculliel, they're mated, and this creates an unbreakable magical link between their riders. If one of them dies, the other one dies too. As Tairn tells her flat out, you die, I die. So all of a sudden, her greatest enemy is now her unwilling protector.
So now they're forced together, and Xaden has to train Violet to survive and control her new power. And this forced proximity, well, it ignites this tense, forbidden attraction. That initial animosity just burns away, and it's replaced by this grudging respect, which then turns into a desperate secret love that could absolutely get them both killed.
Now, with the dragon's power comes a signet, a totally unique magical ability. And Violet's? It's as chaotic and powerful as her dragon. She can wield pure lightning, just raw, untamed, destructive power.
So, the final test of the year is supposed to be the War Games, right? A combat exercise at some remote fortress. But here's the thing. It's not an exercise. It's a lie. And it's a massacre.
At the Battle of Athabine, the fortress isn't attacked by some known enemy. It's attacked by creatures from fables. Venin, these dark magic wielders who drain life from the earth, and their horrifying wyvern. And just like that, the truth is out. Navarre's leadership has been lying for centuries. In the middle of all this chaos, Violet's friend Liam is killed defending her, and Dane, her oldest friend, betrays her by trying to read her mind against her will, just completely shattering her trust.
Just when you think it can't get worse, Violet is struck by Venin's poisoned blade. As she's dying, Xaden reveals his own massive secret. He and the other children of the rebellion, they're part of a secret resistance, fighting the very enemy their government pretends doesn't exist. And to save her, he has to take her beyond Navarre's borders, branding them both as traitors.
And in the final, absolutely stunning moments of this story, Violet discovers her entire world, everything she was ever taught, has just been a carefully constructed lie. This is the truth that's hidden in treason.
So, Violet wakes up. Not in a healer's tent, but deep in what she's been told is enemy territory. She's surrounded by the traitors she was raised to despise, the children of the rebellion, and she realizes she's been saved by the man she was supposed to hate, who is now a traitor himself, all for saving her.
But the shocks are not over, not even close, as she's trying to process this insane new reality. A man she mourned for years, a man she was told died in battle, walks into the room. It's her brother, Brennan, and he's alive. And he's a leader of this rebellion.
Everything Violet fought for, everyone she ever trusted, it was all part of a system built on lies, all to hide a much greater threat. The story she thought she knew is completely over. The real war has just begun. And now, the question isn't just whether she'll survive, it's which side is she going to fight for.